Hey everybody, it's ADIA. Thank you for joining me and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a foundation review slash wear test of a brand new Black owned clean beauty brand called LYS. I think it stands for Love Yourself or Love Your Skin. I'm not sure, but I have the Triple Fix Serum Foundation. I have the cream blush, bronzer, and the banana powder. So I'm going to quickly just kind of apply everything, and then I will check in throughout the day to give you kind of like an update of how this product wears throughout the day. So I have played with this before, so I wouldn't call this like a first impression. Okay, so what I ran off to get was this tinted, what is this called? This Tinted Hue Stick in the color Rise. And that's because I'm going to use it to color correct. So something that I discovered when I was first testing out this product is that the shade DG3 is actually like a dead-on match for my skin tone. So it's, this is listed as being golden, but it's a very like yellow neutral golden, not like a very orangey, warm kind of golden. So it actually is a perfect match for my skin tone. However, because I'm like slightly darker right around here, I find that sometimes if I'm using a very neutral or yellow toned foundation, this part will look slightly gray. And it doesn't it doesn't happen if I'm wearing like a very golden or very warm foundation. Like for instance, if you saw my last video, the Merit Beauty foundation or stick that I use, that was a lot warmer than my skin tone, and so it kind of canceled out how it's a little bit darker. But if I'm actually matching my exact skin tone, then it does help to color correct just a little bit so that it just blends super seamlessly. So I normally do not color correct, and that's because I normally, or at least lately, I haven't really been wearing foundation over my full face that much. And if I do, I've done it in a super sheer layer, or it's a shade that's warmer than my skin tone. But I just wanted to explain why I'm doing something a little bit different than what I normally do. So here it is. What I'm just gonna do is just gonna go a little bit like, and you can see it more like right here, like it's like a slight shade difference from here to here, but it's just like, yeah, I'm just like slightly darker right there. And so this color correct really just helps really like even that out without having to go heavier in coverage with your foundation. So I'm gonna zoom you guys in a little bit. There we go. And then I'm just gonna use the same foundation brush to blend this in. I might need to turn a light on. I'm trying to just use natural daylight, but I don't know if it's too dark in here. Hold please. Okay, now I'm gonna apply the foundation. So it says like shake it up. And I'm just gonna use like one pump all over my whole face. So this is what it looks like. As you can see, it's, it's liquidy, but it's not like super runny or anything like that. It's maybe slightly thinner than your typical foundation formula, but nothing like significant. So I'm just gonna, you see how it's already like disappearing? So I'm just gonna lightly blend this all over. And this is my IT Cosmetics brush. I'm gonna just barely lightly do my forehead because my forehead, doesn't really need a lot of coverage. Okay, so I did one side and not the other. So here it is, just one side very lightly put on. Compare that against here. So as you can see, it's like a great color match. Like it is just like such a good match, and it's like very hard for me to, well, not very hard, but usually I end up going like a little bit warmer with my foundation just because my exact tone is not available. And since I don't use like full coverage foundations, it's okay if it's not the exact match, but it is nice to have something that is like truly your exact match. I'm just like flipping this to make sure it's like blended. You know, that area right around the nose where sometimes you'll see it's like caked up on people. Definitely do not want that. Okay. So this is how much I have left over from that one pump. I love this. Look at that. Really, really nice. I mean, I haven't added anything here. I'm just kind of like using what's left on my brush just to make sure I kind of have like a nice even finish. See, and it's like a nice match to my neck. It's a really good match, I will say that. And then I will do blush. So it's the Higher Standard Satin Matte Cream Blush, and I have the shade Confident. So this is the packaging. I've used it before. So this is just like a really nice, like mid-tone pinky kind of color. So I'm just gonna use this dual fiber Morphe M27 brush. I think it blends in like really nicely, really smooth. And I'm just kind of putting like a light layer on, but I definitely think that I could build this up if I wanted to. And then I'm gonna just use this to like skip around the center of the face, because I always tend to put the blush a little too like close to the center of my face. So I just like to kind of clean it up in that inner portion. Okay. Next, I'm gonna do bronzer. Bronzer. So I'm using the No Limits Matte Bronzer, and the shade is called Strength, which is dark. So this is a nice kind of like rosy brown. Like you see it's like cool tone. There's that like red kind of tone to it, which I think is good for my skin tone. I'm just gonna use this Rephr No. 5 brush to kind of like carve the cheekbones. So I'm kind of trying to do it like, yeah, just like this part right here. I think this bronzer is nice. Like, I did not powder my face at all. And, you know, I had the foundation and the cream blush. And then, you know, putting this powder bronzer over top. Sometimes that can be a recipe for skipping and patchiness, but I'm not getting that. I am also using a light hand and a very good quality brush. So I definitely think that those two help. But I like that. You see that right there? I think that looks good. Okay, for my under eyes, I'm just gonna lightly do some concealer. I'm gonna use Pat McGrath M21 concealer. Just like a little tiny bit. So this is kind of like more peachy, which is good because it will help kind of like cancel any darkness so that hopefully I won't have to use as much product. I'm just gonna use this end because I didn't bring a concealer brush over here. I just used a little bit. Okay, and now let me put some of this powder on. All right, I'm gonna use this ColourPop E13 brush. All right, first let me make sure I press out any excess. So there, compare the two. This one, I do think it looks brighter and a little bit smoother. So I'm gonna do the same to this side. There. Okay, I'm gonna finish the rest of my makeup and then I will come back, note the time to start the wear test. All right, I'm back. It is 11:15. Makeup is done. I just like put some, you know, little shimmery eyeshadow on, did some mascara and like fixed my brows a little bit. And let the wear test begin. I'm not gonna spray any setting spray. I just wanna see like how it wears, but like it looks really good so far. Like it definitely looks very, very skin-like. So I am excited to see how it wears. I will check in with you guys a little bit later. All right, I'm checking in. It is 2:18 or so. This is how everything looks. I just got home from lunch, had the mask on and off a couple times, and let's get a close-up. So yeah, I mean, I think the foundation is still looking pretty good. It's not really like looking bad like around my nose, which is definitely a good thing. I don't think I'm like too shiny. The under eye area looks pretty good too. So when did I put it on? Like 11:15? So it's been 3 hours. Yeah, so it's been 3 hours. So I would hope and expect for any foundation to last for 3 hours. So I'll check in a little bit from now. Maybe I'll check back in around like 5 or 6 just to see how it's held up. Hello, I'm back. It is 5:25. I just came back from taking about a 20-minute walk, wearing my mask for most of it. So yeah, okay. So you see there's some shininess. Definitely, I got a little bit overheated. There's a little bit of perspiration there. But overall, I do think that this foundation looks great. It looks very skin-like, doesn't look cakey, doesn't look too oily. I'm really happy with this. So yeah, this is about 5 hours, 6 hours, 6 hours in. So no complaints. All right, I will do hopefully one final check-in before I go to bed, just to give a final overview on how this foundation has worn. Hello, I'm back. It is 10 o'clock. I was actually about to wash my face and then I realized that I had forgotten to come and do the final check-in. So here we are. My blush is gone. It's completely gone, which is to be expected for a cream blush that I didn't set with the powder blush. I didn't use a setting spray. I didn't use any particular primers. So I fully expected the cream blush would be gone by now, and it is. The bronzer is still like kind of there a little bit, a tiny bit, but the foundation overall, I think it wore really nicely to the extent that it's faded at all. It's kind of faded evenly so that I don't feel like it looks patchy. It also helped that it was such a good match for my skin tone. So fading is always going to be less visible when you have a really good match. I do see kind of like a little bit of fading into like my smile lines, very minimally, and only when I come really close. Oh, I sound tired. I've been on the phone for like the past 2.5 hours, so like my voice sounds tired. So sorry about that. But overall, I'm happy. Like I do think, yeah, I think the wear has kind of, yeah, I do see some wear around my mouth, but again, like wearing a mask on and off several times today, of course, you're going to have transfer and fading around any area that the mask touches. So I cannot fault the foundation at all for that. They're not marketing themselves as being transfer proof or long wearing or anything like that. So like, I think this wear is 100% to be expected. Ooh, I'm just looking at my hair like, ooh, girl, Adia. Like, okay. I'm going to wrap this up here and just say I really like this foundation. It feels like nothing on the skin. And even after having it on all day, sometimes I'll feel like dry, kind of like around my mouth if I've been wearing foundation. I don't feel dry. My skin doesn't feel irritated. I don't feel super oily. So I'm very happy with this foundation. Highly recommend it. Like, could not be more pleased. And that's it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.